Welcome to FX Options University, recorded live at the International Securities Exchange, the world's largest equity options exchange. Join the industry's top trading professionals as they provide insight and strategies for trading in the currency markets using FX options. FX options are a low-risk alternative to hedging currency moves in any market condition.
On your website, do you have specific material about hedging spot Forex? Yes, I do, Carlos. We have a bunch of different articles and videos. One of the things I might do is just in the search tab, search for hedging and Forex, and you'll probably find several articles on that very subject. Most of which, by the way, is all in the Forex options category. So we do spend a lot of time talking about Forex options. I just went back here to the main tab for the Forex, and over here on the left-hand side, you'll see a whole section you can get to that's just about Forex options. Great questions, by the way. Well, if there's no other questions, one of the things I always like to end with is, nothing replaces experience. These are really easy to get some experience in on a paper basis. Start tracking how you would conduct your analysis. Start watching those prices change day after day relative to were you right in your analysis, were you wrong, what happened? And it doesn't take that long before you start to get a pretty good feel for how Forex options can really add a lot of flexibility, and in a lot of cases I think they're more effective at accomplishing your overall objectives than trading just the underlying all by itself, just trading the Forex itself. There is a little bit of a learning curve, but it's worth the investment. I mean, the advantage of just spot Forex is it's pretty easy to get, but it's tough to manage because it's very inflexible. So, there's not a lot of moving parts, but it's really, there's not a lot of alternatives. You can't do very much. Whereas with Forex options, you've got all kinds of alternatives. You can spread them, you can short them, you can go long. You can create diagonals and straddles. I saw a question in there, if something was channeling, would you just sell two Forex options, like a naked strangle or straddle? Sure. It's something I would get a little bit of experience in before I tackled that if I were you. But a lot of the same kinds of combination trades you'd be looking at in using options in any other market, all of them would apply in the Forex in the same ways. But it's another asset class that you can add to your portfolio to keep you diversified strategically.
Well, John, thank you very, very much.
Sure.
I hope that everyone bookmarks learningmarkets.com as a place to not only look at Forex, but of course option stocks and many, many other things, all right there. There's a wealth of information, John. If you wouldn't mind, just give us one closing comment. I'm going to turn it back. Unless you want to show us your website one more time, or any kind of closing comment you have.
Nope. I think here's the last comment I think I would make is that as long as I've been working with individual traders, there is a trend in the market to enable individual traders fair access to more and more sophisticated instruments that can be used productively, but it requires some education. So it's all to our advantage, but it does. I think it's really important to understand that some of these require a little bit of mental work to try to get up to speed. But once you're there, they can turn into really productive tools. So I think that Forex options, Forex ETFs. A lot of these instruments are fairly new, and I'm encouraged by the development cycle. How they're kind of catching on. We're seeing some nice innovations. I love the fact that the ICE, for example, has flipped how the quote and the bid, or how the quote and the base currency works with the EUI and the EUU, for example, to accommodate futures traders or regular Forex traders. So these are all things that are in favor of the retail trader. They're very empowering. but I would really emphasize the need for education. It does require a little bit of work, but once that's been invested, I think it's something that can turn out to be really productive for individual traders.
And John, that's what your site's all about, correct? I mean, you thought years ago that
right.
Investors are going to need to learn more.
That's right.
And you keep adding more and more information. I noticed, every time I go there, it seems like there's more contributors. There's a wealth of information, and great vision, John, years ago. So I hope you keep building that website up. It's great.
Well, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Well, thanks for joining us at the ISE. I think you did a great job in explaining why someone would sell an option that extrinsic premium, or as you put it, thinking about where you don't think the market's going to go, and that's the idea of selling that kind of option. So that's well put. I really appreciate it. Thanks again, John.
Thanks.
And I hope you're going to come back sometime in 2010, and we'll find another subject. But in the meantime, I hope that all of our attendees continue to go to Learning Markets to gain more and more information about the various markets. So, John, thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Have a good one. I just want to remind everyone, thanks again to John Jagerson. Want to remind all the attendees that next week we'll have, of course, more guests coming back. We have Jack Crooks coming back, his topic will be building a framework for trading currency markets, and that's on November 24th, next Tuesday. And then the following week, Tony Hansen will be talking about identifying trading targets for FX options. So please join us for those two and more to come as we finish out 2009 and we go into 2010. You'll notice that we'll probably add more currency pairs. And as John said, these are new. The reason that we added those new symbols, or if you will, the new convention, is because really you the attendees, start asking for it. I had many questions. I understand how this works, but the spot market is this. Why don't you trade the Australian versus the U.S.? So you know what? That's our job at the IC, to try to find solutions to people's problems. If that's a big thing, then that's what we did. And there'll be more products coming out, and we're always trying to meet your demand. So that's our goal. And John, thanks again. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Steve.
Take care. So I want to wish everyone a great evening, a safe trading day tomorrow. On behalf of the ISE, this is Steve Meisinger, wishing you a happy evening. Please come back and join us real soon at the ISE for ISE Tuesdays and sometimes even Thursdays. Take care, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. Get trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary. Visit www.fxoptions.com. ISE FX options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.